Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we are pulling on the Attuned Micaiah and Sothe banner. After all these years, we can finally answer yes to the question, is it the Dawn Brigade? And I know there are so many people who have been waiting for these characters. And so we can talk about these characters as we pull, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think that our plan for today is going to be to pull green and colorless. And typically I like to start up my videos with talking about banner characters that I want and ones that I don't want and my general opinion. But it just so happens that there is a very relevant viewer question from the comment section of a previous video. And so I actually think that we can just jump right into our viewer questions today. And so as always, if I don't get to yours, I am so sorry. And if you think of a question that you'd like to ask me, you can just put it in the comments with #question, and I'll be sure to put your question on my list. And so our first question today comes from Emblem Hero, and they ask, do you think that the Dawn Brigade will join Faye in the near future? And do you like the Dawn Brigade? So first of all, congratulations on seeing the future. I know this has been a very long time coming, but I actually have a very mixed opinion about the Dawn Brigade. Like, there are some characters that I love and some that I kind of don't care about. And so, of course, my most favorite member of the Dawn Brigade is Micaiah. I know that's a very boring answer, but it is true. She's actually my second favorite Tellius character, right behind Alencia. And so any form of her that we get, I am going to want. And I love, love, love this version. I think the art is just perfect. I love her new outfit. And I think her skill that can be inherited is going to be incredibly useful. And so I'm really, really happy to see her. And of course, I feel like with her, we also have to get Sothe. He is another one of the characters from the Dawn Brigade that I love. And his regular version is at +10 for me. And so the only thing that I'm worried about with pulling today is the color sharing aspect, just because I think that there's a lot less value with Leonardo. And it's not that I dislike him as a character, it's just that I really don't want him. And so I'm really hoping that Sothe can come home quickly and then maybe we can avoid colorless, but we'll just see how it goes. And then as for the other two characters on the banner, of course we do have Leonardo, and I honestly really feel like he got shafted. I feel like they could have made him stronger, even as a 4-star, or they could have just made him a 5-star. And although his art is good, I do not want to see him today. And then lastly on the banner we have Edward. Oh, okay, at least he's a 4-star. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is +speed, I'll take it. And so getting back to our very lucky question, I think I was talking about Edward, and he is another one that I don't really have any attachment to. I do think that his art is really, really, oh, him, Arlen, yes. I skipped his banner, so he is new. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is -speed, okay. I really, really hope he has some decent fodder because I know nothing about him. But getting back to our very lucky question, I was saying that for Edward, love his art. I think he's going to be strong, but I don't have any attachment to him, so we probably won't pull too many reds. Oh, Kana. Truthfully, I do prefer male Kana because he was my son in Fates, but this is fine. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is +speed. That is very, very good. And so I feel like I've probably covered just about everybody on the banner, but I did want to say that I don't love the way the Dawn Brigade was handled overall. I feel like they could have added another one as maybe just a 4-star directly to the pool, or made them a GHB even though they weren't an enemy. I just feel like it might be 10 more years until we see more of the Dawn Brigade, and so I feel bad for the fans who don't get to see everybody that they were anticipating. So while I am really happy with Micaiah and Sothe, I could see why people might be upset. But thank you so much for that very lucky question. And let's go ahead and answer our next one. And these were actually a couple related questions from different people, so I think that we can read all these out and then go ahead and answer. And so the first one was from Kokichi Grimleal, and they ask, what are your thoughts on Penacony's story in Star Rail? And who is your favorite Star Rail character? And then the next question that we have is from Joshua Batar, and they ask, what do you think about the Watchmaker's story and the last update in general? And then lastly, we have a question from the artist Sylveon, and they ask, what are your thoughts on the conclusion of the Penacony story? And are you satisfied and or excited on what's next to come for both Star Rail and Genshin, as both of the recent arcs are being regarded as their best? Okay, so I think I'm going to start with talking about the character because it's probably the easiest. My favorite Star Rail character is Gepard. I love everything about him. Mine is sadly only E1, so hopefully he'll come home more in the future, but he is my favorite. And I will also say that my favorite female character has changed. It is actually now Firefly. I think she is just the most endearing character. I love her design, and I cannot wait to pull for her. And then as for the next question about the story, I was so impressed with how much they improved with the story. The previous story arcs really didn't capture me. I really didn't care about the characters all that much. But with Penacony, I just think everything was really well written, and it may have just been that I loved Firefly, so I cared more. But overall, I think it's been a major improvement, and I'm much more invested than I used to be. But with all that said, I feel like in the final arc, it was maybe a little bit more drawn out than it needed to be. And it could have been just me with my, attention span of a goldfish. I just feel like it could have been cut down a little bit in that one area where you had to repeat some things. But overall, it is still way better than it was previously. And then as for the last question about if I'm excited for things to come, I am so excited for Genshin going to Natlan. I'm so excited after seeing that little teaser that we got. I think the areas are so beautiful, and I'm so excited because we know so little about that nation, and so that is what I am most excited for next. But thank you all for all of those great questions. And let's go ahead and answer another one, and this comes from Wyglaff. And they ask, what do you think about Wuthering Waves? So I'm really glad that you asked this because I have spent the past few weeks wuthering nonstop. I have played so much of that game, and so now I feel a little bit more qualified to answer. But I feel like I should start out by saying that my opinion on it is based off of the mobile experience because I have a Mac, I don't have a PC, and so that is what oh, August. Okay. Not my favorite, but that's fine. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is plus speed. I really wish he had some good fodder. But you know what, that is fine. But getting back to our very lucky question, I was saying that for Wuthering Waves, I am playing on mobile, so that has definitely impacted my experience. But overall, I would say that it has been a glitchy but super, super fun experience so far. I have had a lot of moments where my phone just did not cooperate. For some reason, I will end up with text that's upside down, or I'll be trying to be running and then I'll accidentally close the game completely. Lots of little issues, and I feel like maybe people on PC have not had that as much, but that's kind of been my little glitchy experience. But in spite of all of that, I feel like there are so many great quality of life things. I think it's so nice that there is a skip button. I know that I shouldn't do it, but for things that I don't care about, it is just so nice to hit skip. So that has been really nice. I also love that you can run up walls. It's so freeing, and I love that they did that. And there are also a ton of other things that I enjoy. I think that the art direction is really nice. I wouldn't say that I like it quite as much as Genshin, but there are some really pretty areas, and I do love a lot of the characters. But with all that said, there are some flaws as well, and I really hate saying this, but I feel like the voice work is very inconsistent. And that's not to say that it's the voice actors that they're bad. I think that it's really more the direction, and I do think that Kuro Games has spoken on this already, that they instructed some of the actors to not use their natural accents, which was a total mistake in my opinion. If all the characters could sound like they're in Xenoblade, I would be so happy. And so I know that they have talked about going in a different direction in the future, and I think that it'll definitely improve things. And one other thing that I think has been so nice with the game is that it feels like Kuro really cares about making the best experience, and they have been so generous with all the free stuff. It has been, oh, okay. At least it's a 4-star. Let's check this one. And he is plus res, okay. And hopefully he is done coming home and we can see Sothe soon. But getting back to our very lucky question, I was saying that For Kuro Games, it feels like they have been so generous and they really care about making a better experience for players, which is really, really nice. And I'm also hoping that this is a little bit of competition for Genshin, just because I feel like competition breeds innovation, and maybe, just maybe, they'll be a little bit more generous. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh my goodness. Let's check this one. And he is neutral, okay. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to regret that decision to pull colorless, but we're just gonna keep trying. And to finish up this very lucky question, I was saying that I feel like it'll be good to have some competition between Genshin and Kuro Games, and maybe, just maybe, Genshin will be a little bit more generous with either rewards or even with quality of life stuff. That would be really nice. But thank you so much for that very lucky question. And we get a Soren. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this colorless. Hopefully I don't regret it. And let's see if we can sneak in at least one more question. And the next one that we have today comes from TJXY. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Let's check this one. Sure. Oh my goodness. I am having a lot of regrets right now, but you know what? We're just gonna keep trying, and hopefully this is Micaiah. And let's go ahead and answer this question from TJXY1567. And they ask, I am curious for your thoughts about the upcoming CYL banner. What do you think the art design will be for Brave Alphonse and the others? So to be perfectly honest, I haven't thought a lot about CYL because I'm not really excited for a lot of the choices this year, despite the fact that I do like all the winners. But I guess if we're talking about art, I think it would be nice for Brave Alphonse if he had his father's outfit. He's not a character that I plan on pulling for, but I think that would be maybe a nice idea. And then the one that I'm most excited for is Robin, and I'm really just hoping that she is not fallen. That is like my only wish for her. And then for Felix, I really haven't thought about art, but it would be nice if he did actually have his crest. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see for him. And for some reason, I am blanking on the last character. This is very embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I have no words. You know what? We don't need to check IVs. We're good. But to finish up this lucky question, I was saying that I can't remember who the last winner was. So I am very sorry. But thank you for that very lucky question. And we have our last pull, and we're just going to keep our fingers crossed that this is a clutch Sothe. Okay, Smoke, please be Sothe. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's back out, and we can go ahead and do our spark. And it hurts me to choose, but we have to go with Micaiah. She is my favorite. Oh my goodness, that art is so great. I'm glad we're able to get her. And we get the thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end things here. I do think that this could have gone better, and I am sad that I didn't get Sothe, but I don't want to risk a +10 Leonardo, so I am stopping here. And if you guys are pulling on this banner, I hope you get everyone that you're looking for. I also want to say a huge thank you to everybody submitting questions. I so appreciate your support, so thank you so, so much. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.